69. Let's see. Give it some gas. Computers in some vehicles calculate various quantities related to performance. One of these is fuel efficiency or gas mileage. Usually expresses miles per gallon. For one vehicle equipped in this way, the miles per gallon were recorded each time the gas tank was filled, and the computer was then reset. Here are the MPG values for a random sample of 20 of these records. And it says construct and interpret a 95% confidence interval for the mean fuel efficiency mu for this vehicle. So I'm not sure what part of the confidence interval construction that you're having issues with. So I'm going to do the whole thing. But there's a certain part in the future that you'd like to see. Make sure you specify that part. Okay, so 95% confidence interval. First thing is state. And so I can make a statement about the parameter of the population. And we'll say that mu is equal to the, gas efficiency? Let's see, the true mean fuel efficiency. The true mean fuel efficiency for the car or the vehicle, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's our state. Okay, and then the next piece is the planning part. Okay, so it looks like I have a bunch of sample means. Okay, and we have two tests. We have a proportion, these aren't proportions, and a one sample t interval. So our one sample, our test is we will use a one sample t interval for the mean. Okay, and then I got to do the conditions, and I got to go back through because I can't remember what I read. So number 69, let's see, random sample. So we are told it's a random sample. Are told it's a random sample. And if I abbreviate here, you might want to spend the time to write it all out. I'm just trying to go a little bit faster. So now the next thing is 10% condition. And let's see, 10% condition. Yeah, I think it's reasonable to assume that 20 is less than 10% of all records for this vehicle. Okay, it is reasonable to assume that 20 is less than 10% of all records for this vehicle. For this vehicle. Okay, now number 3. In number 3, if you notice, the number is 20. That's not our magic number of 30. If it was 30 or more, we would say we could assume that this will be approximately normal based on the central limit theorem. But since it's 20, what you have to do is you have to look at the picture of the graph. And I'm looking at the answer book. They happen to do a histogram. Their histogram, and you need to show this. If it's less than 20, you need to show it. This is MPG. And I'm just looking at theirs. This is the frequency, FREQ. And they're showing a histogram that roughly looks like this. And I'm not putting the numbers on there because I'm trying to go kind of fast, but you can do this on a histogram on your calculator. And then it has, I'm just kind of generally copying what they have. And so you need to show that. Okay. Now, in that histogram that I just drew really, really quickly, I don't notice any obvious skewness, nor do I see any obvious outliers. And that's what you have to comment on. So just say something like, no strong skewness or outliers. So again, part three, bigger, 30 or bigger, CLT, central limit theorem. Smaller than 30, you have to show a graphical picture that shows that there's no strong skewness or outliers. Okay, so now the next thing is the do, and that's to do the confidence interval, and it looks like, oh boy, looks like I got to enter in those numbers there. I don't know if I can stop it, so I'm just going to quickly do this as quickly as I possibly can. So be patient with me, please. Okay. Oh boy, I didn't do any of them. Okay, so let's pretend that I did because I don't want to waste all your time having you watch me enter that in. What we would do is we'd go stat, then we'd go over to the test. So first of all, you've entered in, I'm sorry, let me back up. You've entered in those numbers into a list, and there's what, 20 of them? So you've entered all 20 of those into the list. Okay. Then you go stat, and then you go over to test, and then we're going to go down to T interval. There it is right there. I went right on by. Okay, now here's the deal. It says up there data or stats. You've got data to enter in. So you'd click on that one. And now, since mine won't do anything because I don't have anything entered in list one, you would have stuff entered in list one. Okay, frequency is of one is fine. Confidence interval, they said was 95. So you go 0.95, and then you calculate it. And again, remember, I can't, if I hit calculate, I wonder, I probably just get nothing or I get an error because I don't have anything entered in my list. Okay, so the key thing is make sure you switch it over from stats to data because you're entering in data for this, like the technology corner shows us. When you do that, make sure you show me the calculator syntax, and you should get as your confidence interval 17.022 to 19.938. Okay, and show calculator plus calc syntax. And if you don't get that, then send me an email saying I didn't get that as my confidence interval, or I got something close. Is that okay? It is. If you come close, it's just fine. And then the final part, the conclude, is this, and I'm going to read it to you instead of having you watch me write it. It says, we are 95% confident that the interval from 17.022 to 19.938 captures the true mean fuel efficiency for this vehicle. Okay, so put your confidence interval numbers, put it in the context of the question, and you should be good. Let me know if you need more on this question, but hopefully that does it.